the world is in my hands.
You foolish man. I am a Jito Ryo master. Allow me to reunite you with your ancestors.
Unbelievable destructive power. Power, 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 power.
Coincidence? It's more than that. This is fate.
What's up, everyone? Hello, you guys hear me? I'm going to make sure. It's been a minute. Sorry, had to burn that deal. What's up, everyone? Look at Yui here. How you guys doing today? It's been a while, a very, very long while. Noonami's been kind of not really dead. It's just been kind of on a standstill for a minute for specific reasons. So as you know, this is actually going to be a recording. So I'll let you guys know as of this going right now. This is actually a recording. I was supposed to have this video a few weeks because this is now Sunday, so about last Friday, not 2 days ago, but previous week, I was supposed to have an episode set up for it and whatsoever. Things kind of happened. Got tired, different things of that because a lot has happened. So yeah, that's pretty much the situation there. So we got a lot to go through, a lot to talk about, different things like that. Kind of like, give you the whole scoop of like what's been going on with me and different things like that. I think I'll save that for later as the main topic because we got a lot to cover and everything else. I do have trailers to go through. I do have, so a bit of news. There's a couple of things here and there because it's going to be a good talk about a few things going to happen, future things that's going on, with big surprises and everything else with that. So without further ado, let's really get into this. So we're going to do our usual icebreaker as always. So this is actually a little bit tough for me this time because of I was playing the details, a lot more to explain in the main topic. But I have been watching a couple things here. Let's see, and I can't remember every name in my head, so give me a second while I can name. So the ones I have been kind of paying attention to, and I need to go to my usual website because this is the only place I can actually find all my stuff. Give me a second to log this in. Let's see. I need you to do that to me. This, and make sure we are up and running. I guess this. If not, I didn't see the password. It is. Oh, okay. We're back in. All right. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. Okay, cool. Just make sure everything's in play. What's in there? And I think I'm missing an anime on the list. So far, like there's some enemies I'm actually kind of like build up. Certain enemies I actually kind of caught my attention. Was very surprised by different things of that. So, and the one kind of was under my radar. Didn't realize it came out with an anime, and I have read the manga for it, and stuff like that. So the ones I have been super paying attention to, and kind of watching episodes from here on out. Is this what I think? Yeah, Farming Life in Another World season 2. Definitely been checking it out because it's been always been very intriguing to see how this new season starts whatsoever. I got not really suckered in. It was just the name kind of like didn't catch my attention, but after watching the first episode and then led into the second episode, I was like, all right, this is actually funny. I like this. This kind of reminds me of the villainous anime one. I can't remember the name of it. It's like it's the comedy version of it. It's basically called Always a Catch. Super surprising, super under the radar. It was hilarious. I think we're on, I believe, episode 4. I think 4 came out, right? Yeah. I just watched the latest episode. It was episode 4. So episode 3 was actually hilarious. And I was like, because we end up introduce the main character is going to have a talk with the queen, and she's all mean and stuck up, but then it's like, oh man, this is about to go so left field, and in reality, and then go left field, went right field, and it went the complete 360. I was like, wait, what? I was like, oh, I really like this anime. This mess is hilarious. So yeah, that's definitely one. That's something I haven't looked into. So there's that one I looked into. Like I said, Always the Catch is a good one. Farming Another World. I did get to finally see the first episode of season 2. I'm just kind of let this build up a little bit. The Most Heretic Last Boss Queen from Villainous to Savior, season 2. So I got to see the first episode. I am very happy about it. I'm just gonna let it build up, and that's one of the things I did with that. So I'm just gonna let it ride what it is. As always, the heavy hitters like Slime season 4. I just watched the first episode. I was like, all right, I want to let this one build up because I already know what's happening so far. I want to get up to the point where let me double. Oops, wrong. I'm in another place. Where is Slime? Because I need to see if the episode that came out this Friday should be. Dang, I forgot it's doing that. Season 4, 4 episodes. Oh yeah, there it is. Yep, we're basically now going to be getting to that episode. So I'm gonna wait till the 5th episode come out, then I'll binge through 2 through 5 because that's gonna be the episode I'm really looking forward, especially the 5th episode. So I'm totally looking forward to that. Let's see. There's that one I watched. There it is. I checked out Vending Machine season 3, the first episode. I was like, okay, that was good start off. There's another one I looked at, which was very interesting. I had to kind of look into it a little bit more. It says Killed Again, Mr. Detective, which is interesting. So I just need the second episode to kind of answer questions real quick. But this one, and I have seen a lot of people say bad things about this anime, but I actually like it for what it is, especially going to season 2. The beginning after the end. So I binged through the first season, only 12 episodes. Been through the first season. Very surprised how it went about, especially watching it in English dub all the way through. I'm actually already in season 2. I think I watched the first 2 episodes of season 2 because the episodes are basically called, if I remember correctly. Let me see. I can't remember the name of the episodes. There's down here. Season 2. The episodes for 1 and 2 are basically called the King begins adventuring and the princess begins adventuring. So basically, you get to see, if you pay attention to season 1 and up to a certain point, you'll know why it says the king in episode 1 and the princess in episode 2, because you get to see 2 specific characters, main characters, doing their adventures and everything else whatsoever. But I didn't like the ending of the second episode because it's freaking hilarious in a way where our heroine is like, wait, what? Like when our teammates are like, yeah, we got to see the hero, the protagonist whatsoever. So yeah, we got to see, go to his house and everything else with his family and his little sister or something. And she's so cute. She was like, wait, you guys got to see him? Like, how can you tell me? Like, you never ask. It's like, you haven't really saw him ever since then. Like, I was like, wow. So you had all the opportunities to see the main character, and you just now realize everybody else has now seen them. That's hilarious. So yeah, people say they didn't like this, but I actually like it for what it is so far. It's very enjoyable. So the only animes, and then I also checked out the first episode of which I'm super mad by this name. It was supposed to be called it's called The Warrior Princess and the Barbarian King. When it's supposed to be the Barbarian, I think it was like the Barbarian's Bride. I think it's called. It was called a name before they changed it. So I was like, why you gotta change the name? So that's usually one of the things I hate. That one. I also saw the first episode. I need to finish episode 2, which is The Angel Next Door Spoiled Me Rotten. That's been something I've been looking forward to. So one I have not. So there's one I have not watched because I'm really going to let it build up, and I really want to build up because I'm not in the mood to just wait every single episode and wait for a mind game. So, Classroom of the Elite season 4. Okay. First of all, we have already 7 episodes in, so we're pretty much. I think they're giving us 12, so I kind of want to get all 12 episodes and kind of just binge through it. So that's gonna be my goal for that. So I will do. I think once we get the last episode, which is the 12th episode, I'll binge through it, and I'll actually put in my opinions for season 4, basically comparing from not comparing. I'll basically put in my information of all 4 seasons and how I feel from the first season to the 4th, because it's going to make me want to have to remember season 1 and season 2 and season 3. So there's that. Let's see. And then also, like I said, the other one I haven't checked out is the Wizard. I think I'm going to say it's wrong, butcher, like Wizardry, the Wand and Swords. So that's also another one I haven't really kind of looked at yet. And Irma season 4, because I still need to finish up season 3 to get into season 4. So yeah, it's a good amount up there. The last anime I'm going to bring up, because this was also definitely under my radar and I did not expect it. And I was like, why does this look familiar? And this just didn't catch on. So the anime is called I made friends with the second prettiest girl in my class. So I was super confused by this. I was like, this ain't gonna be all that great. But then when I saw the first episode, I was like, wait, what? Huh. Do like B-rate movies, shark movies, different things like that. Then the girl that's the second prettiest likes the same thing as him. I'm like, oh, that's this anime. We're doing that anime. Oh, we're doing that anime. I was like, oh, we got this one here. So I'm already 4 episodes in, or no, 3 episodes in. I'm sorry. If we're 3 episodes in, I like how the third episode ended. It sets the stage up very well, because it's gonna get very ugly. I think around the 4th or 5th episode, it's about to get very ugly in some form of way, and I get to see this in anime form. So this is actually gonna be a good one. But yeah, so that's pretty much the majority of the animes I've been checking out so far. But the ones I've been watching so far, like been keeping up to date, is like Farming in the Little World season 2. I said the name too. I was like, I made friends with the. Okay, I made friends with the second. I made friends with the second prettiest girl in the class in my class. So that's another one I've been paying attention and focus on. Always the Cats is also on my radar. Been like binging it from episode to episode. I think really those are the ones I kind of been staying up to date with. For like everything else I've been trying to check out, I've been trying to play catch up. I will explain in more details whatsoever. But other than that, guys, that will be it of the icebreaker here. If you guys actually have animes you guys been checking out, especially the new season has already been started. We're actually 3 to 4 episodes in compared to Classroom with Elite. They gave us 4 episodes in one day, so we're pretty much as episode 7. So I know that one's gonna be ending a lot sooner than later. So yeah, definitely leave in the comment down below and go from there. So now let's get into the news. So I'm not gonna spin on the news too much. There's just a few things here and there I want to bring up and everything else. So let's see what I can find here real quick and fast. So let's see. So as you can tell, so this is also one of my animes I'm looking forward to and I'm very excited to check out. And I don't know if they have a release date yet. Actually they do have release dates. I guess that's right. It is the summer. It is coming in the summer. So for those of you who have never seen the anime called Skeleton Knight in the Little World, so season 2 has already been announced. I think I had a trailer for that. I think I've shown it off of in one of the episodes. I can't remember what the episode was, but we definitely checked it as either I don't remember if it was just me by myself or I think I had Vito and Sandstorm. I don't remember, but I remember I actually checked this out. The trailer. It was not too long. It was very simple and quick. But we just now found out that they finally revealed a new video with more cast and also gave us the ending song as well. So I'm actually looking forward to check out what the ending song is. I think they have. Let me see. Do they have the name? Let's see. The voice actor. I have no idea. Yeah, it don't really tell me who's who's actually who's actually performing, because usually I see who the name is, the voice actor of the performs. Oh, okay. So we have someone. So yeah. So I don't remember. I don't know the name. So it's kind of like interesting, but it's actually good to see that we're actually getting that. Ooh, I like this one. This actually caught my attention. So in other news, and this totally caught me real quick and fast, and I'm very excited because I need to kind of get back to home. Okay, so first, let's say is first permitted. Okay, first permit, or I think I may say this wrong. Yeah, permit. I think I might be saying that. I think that's right. But anyways, first permit, Square Enix Cafe in the US to open in Los Angeles. So it says here Square Enix announced on Friday. This was actually which is actually yesterday. So this news was posted yesterday. So it says Square Enix announced on Friday that it will open 2 Square Enix cafes and shops located in Los Angeles. Locations in Los Angeles and Tokyo. The English version of the announcement lists both locations as opening this spring, while the Japanese version lists in Tokyo location as open in early summer. So, man, a Square Enix cafe. Let me say this again. A Square Enix cafe. So for those who are big fans of Square Enix, like the Final Fantasies, the Dragon Quest, all the Octopath Travelers, different things like that. Yeah, this is going to be phenomenal. So I'm like, and it's supposed to be open in spring, which I believe should be opened up very soon. So I'm so looking forward to this. Hold on. The very screen is kept in Tokyo. The night camera was permanently closed in March of 2025 after more than 8 years. Let's see. I'm trying. I kind of have an idea where the one. Let me see something here. J-Pop Culture Cafe will operate the Los Angeles Cafe and in Little Tokyo. Yep, I knew it. I knew it was gonna go in that one place. There's only one place it could be. It's gonna be in Little Tokyo. It's the most obvious place. So yeah, I'm going to take me a trip back home to California and actually go back to Little Tokyo and definitely check out this cafe. Yeah, so if I ever do get a chance to get back home, I'll, one of these days when I do the Noonami, I'll actually have some pictures and show you guys this. So definitely look forward to that. I can't wait to check it out. Anyways, let's see. Let's go with is that a game? Oh, that's a game. Okay. Oh, here we go. Let's see. I'm looking to something. All right, so we're gonna get into two more, and I'm definitely gonna bring that up. So okay, so we got two more news. So I'm gonna bring this one up definitely. So we got, let's see. It says My Hero Academia anime bonus episode, more previews in trailer. So basically on May 2nd, we may be getting some more My Hero Academia stuff, like either some news or movie or a spin-off. Well, not really a spin-off. Just we're gonna get some new stuff. Like a prequel and everything else, because I believe the final season's already ended. So there's gonna be maybe an episode, 1 or 2 more episodes left that's adding something new to it. So I don't know what to expect. So just look out for that whatsoever and be happy and check it out. Now, the last and final news I have. I was going to bring this up. Wait, let me check something. Okay, that's a one level. I'm just double checking something before I actually go into the main. Oh wow, okay. I'll do the back. We got one more. Okay. You know what? Let's bring this one up and then I'll do this one because I had something else in mind I was gonna look at and I saw a cover that had Shangri-La Frontier, but I mean that wasn't it. But this definitely is going to be the final piece. So one more thing before we get into explain the last last news. So there's a manga I've been reading. It's called Magical Explorer. So apparently this manga is now getting anime, which is the Magical Explorer. Again, we have the usual like isekai situation, reincarnating either the main character, or isekai into a game, a movie, whatever situation, and basically they're always trying like, oh, I'm this character to change the plot, change the story. So, anyways, this one was actually one of the animes I actually was looking forward to, or wanted to actually read, and I'm kind of still working on reading it, and I'm guessing they're going to kind of continue because it's been kind of going slow. But I'm actually looking forward to seeing this light novel finally turn into an anime. I don't think it has a release date. Let's see. The anime will debut in the fall. So so we're gonna have it in the fall of this year. So we do have release date. It's gonna be in the fall. No actual full solid release date like September or October, different things like that. So I think as soon as we get an actual trailer, I'll actually explain a little bit more details. So I am kind of looking forward to it because it's very interesting because there's a lot I have to explain, but that's usually how it is. So, dang it. What happened here? Let me see. There it is. There we go. All right, so I hate this, and I really miss playing this game. So, for those of you are big fans of the Final Fantasy series, so Final Fantasy 14 is definitely one of my favorites. Especially it's the first MMO game I played online with friends and everything else. I still have a Discord with them, so like kind of talk to them from time to time if I get a chance to. But my situation, it makes it a little bit harder, and I know the FC leader is in the same kind of in the same boat because my son and his daughter, they both turned 2. So I know, I believe his daughter, my FC leader's daughter, was born on, I think it's the 20th. I can't remember, the 20th or 25th. I can't remember. But yeah, so my son turned 2 and his daughter turned 2. So I haven't really got a chance to talk to him because I've been swamped with some things, and I'm going to be playing that very soon after this. So yeah, so all right. So Final Fantasy 14, we just had their last expansion. I want to say the last expansion they had, I believe it was called. Oh, we got the. Oh, there's a teaser. Okay, so we got the teaser. Oh, I hate this. What in? I'm trying to remember what the previous. Oh, Dawn Trail. Thank you. So Dawn Trail was the last expansion. So I want to say it's every 2 years. I can't remember exactly. So every 2 years, or every year, or every 2 years. So the the Final Fantasy community basically are Square Enix basically Final Fantasy 14 Naoki Yoshida. He always does these things where he'll do um a live letter whatsoever, but this time he always does every year. It's like every year he'll always come out to the States and actually do the fan festival, which is always it's the Final Fantasy Fans Festival. So this year we have it, and it's actually in Anaheim. He usually do it sometime around. He usually last time he did it around like October. Last time I remember, and I think he was in Vegas last time. This year he's actually back in he's in Los Angeles, but he's actually in Anaheim. So the reason why I'm bringing this up, because yes, this is kind of a mixture between anime and video games, but this is the video game section, but I'm a big fan of this. So what we have here is Final Fantasy 14 unveiled the new expansion, because we are last time I checked, we are now at 7.5, which is the final part of the story of Dawn Trail, which we'll get the first close half we'll get the first half before completing the Dawn Trail series, and the whole expansion will be done, which means they're now going to set into the next expansion. So now we have the new. So let's see. So we have the name of the new expansion. We have the release date, and they revealed a crossover. And I'm very surprised by this crossover more than anything. Don't know how. And also the real one other thing. So here's the things they revealed. They revealed not only so we have the release date of the new expansion, which is going to be in January 2027. Okay, which is good. Which that's usually about the right time that comes. We have the name of the expansion, which is called Evercode. So I'm very surprised to see a full trailer of it, what to expect, and everything else. But they also revealed 2 more surprises. They revealed a Switch 2 compatibility, which means now people who actually have a Switch 2 can now play Final Fantasy 14 online, basically on the go, and also on on the TV or on console, like on handheld mode. So that's actually going to be very interesting to play and see how that plays out. That's because I think I kind of played around with that and did it on what did I have? I think it was the Vita. I think when I had the Vita, or I can't remember what console it was, I kind of used it to do like crafting and different things like that. So I kind of understood the concept of it, but it just kind of was weird to play, kind of go back and forth between like handheld mode and console mode. So it was kind of like weird. But for the Switch 2, it works because the graphics and everything else for the Switch 2 it works out for what it is, and it's already up to par with it. But the other big surprise is the crossover. This is something I was not expecting. So, the crossover we're getting is Evangelion. We're getting an Evangelion Final Fantasy 14 crossover. Of all things of crossovers, we're getting this. And this is me have not actually fit. Okay. So, a quick backstory. The last time I played Final Fantasy 14, I think I was doing, where was I at? I think it was a 6.3. I think we are like 6.3, 6. Yeah, it was like 6.3 to 6.4. I was kind of working on that, and then I stopped because I had got a new job. I didn't work day shifts anymore. I worked night shifts. So when I got the night shift job, because when I was actually with the FC I was with, I was an FC officer, and I was always there, got online, did what I needed to do, and everything else like that. Now that I worked night shifts, it was hard for me to play Final Fantasy 14, so I had to stop. That was the only thing that prevented me from not playing anymore because I was working night shifts. So, and then most of the people who I play with are mostly night shifts. They play at night, so it was one of those things where it's like, okay, I want to play this at night and everything else. And then when weekend comes, it kind of like I still couldn't do it because I was already drained and tired and slept like it's no like a log and different things. So it's like my body couldn't handle it. So I had to stop playing. Although I do want to go back and play it, it's still hard for me to do, especially when you work night shifts. So there's that. But I'll add in more to this as I'm about to end this whole situation, but I'll explain more details in a minute. So just hold on tight. We'll go into it. But other than that, guys, that'll be it for the news. Everything else, if you guys actually see anything or like, have any comments or anything else on the news I brought up whatsoever, please leave it in the comment down below and everything else, and let's go on. So, all right, so let's get into our main topic. This is going to be a not long, but just kind of like, what's been going on. Because I know the title is basically, as I remember, the title is actually called, and let me see if I remember correctly. Yeah, so basically, like I said, the title is like, we're back, I'm back, Nami's back, and we're still, Nami's not, so let's go into the details of the status of Noonami. And I know I have done videos on, or like, little snippets here and there, different things like that. So let me give you the scoop of what's been going on with me, what's going on with Noonami, and go back to the Final Fantasy 14 situation so you kind of understand where this is going. So let's get down to business of what's the status of Noonami. So as I said before in the past, or in past videos, in trailers, and different things like that, Noonami's not dead. Noonami is still going and everything else. It's just Noonami's going to be taking some time to make. The reason being is, as you always know, because originally this episode was also, because remember, I was supposed to do the episode I had set for this 30th episode was to celebrate my son's birthday, Obadiah, as the co-host, this other co-host of mine, my favorite co-host, or not say favorite, my other co-host, basically my first son. He was supposed to be here. Me and Vito was supposed to wish him happy birthday, shoot the breeze, talk about different animes, different things like that. That didn't happen because of the fact of this is where the surprise comes in. So as I had mentioned before, my second son is supposed to be born. So as you know, he is now here. He's been home since, he's been born. He was born March 19th at 7:47 in the morning. So there was that. So Obadiah had to be with his grandmother for a few minutes whatsoever, but it was just a lot of things happen. And I really say this because there was a lot of things that's going on with Noah that we had to be prepared for, which we were prepared, but we just had some things to take care of. So when Noah was born, he has a heart condition. he had to get surgery on his chest. He had two things. He had a hole in his heart, and I can't pronounce, and I can't remember what the other part is, but I know the two. One is called, and I'm gonna please do not chop my head off and everything else because I'm going to try the best of my ability to say this. It is a, let's see, an aurora arch. I think yeah, an aurora arch, I believe it's called. I think it's another word I'm looking for, but I'm not the medical savvy. My fiance is, so she usually has the idea. Yeah. So pretty much, so he had to get surgery on his heart because I think it was had to be separate because for a baby it's hard to explain it because I try to do the best of my ability to explain it to like my family members and everything else because she's the only one who knows it well and I always try to listen to her say it, but it's just one of those things. So but to put in a nutshell, it's more of like that he didn't have it was hard for him to breathe basically, so they had to make it where oxygen can flow that makes it flow to the heart and everything else so it doesn't like mess with blood flow. Like the blood flow can actually go to the heart and not to the brain and different things like that. So there's that. Plus, he had a hole in his heart. So those were like the two major things going on. So with that being said, he had to go to the Children's Hospital. So with that being said, so when he was born, he had to go right then and there to the Children's Hospital. Although the baby, like I say, he was 8 pounds 7 ounces, very like big baby. I was like very surprising. So there was that, and we were waiting to have him go to the Children's Hospital, but it took some time to get there. So he finally got to go. Then I think that's the day that he went, which was like Saturday. So he was born Thursday. Friday he was still there. He was supposed to go. He didn't go. He finally went Saturday, and then that week, which was let me go and get the dates so I can actually do this correctly. Give me a second. So yeah, so he was at the hospital on the 21st. Then on the 25th, he ended up having surgery. So I ended up actually, because I was actually still off for that week. So that the 25th, I went over and actually, was there for the whole entire day, for the surgery, different things like that, for the support and everything else, which it was only like 2-3 hours, went by so quick. We didn't realize it came so quick. Did that and everything else. So it was very nerve wracking. It really was. So it was kind of like, it was nuts. It was, it was kind of one of those things. As I'm looking at the calendar, trying to make sure. So yeah, so then after that, he had to take a while for him to recover because it was just like with the whole situation, which was a success and everything else, it's just now that there's this whole thing where they kind of had to monitor his heart. So it's like his heart rate was going super high, like 190, 200, but it's because the machine and his heart were kind of like off balance. So it's like he was already beating very fast where the machine was trying to like pace with him, and it just was weird. But apparently he's, like I say, he's a trooper. He went through it. The situation like kind of got to normal. So his heart rate went down slowly and started doing better and better. So I'm very surprised by my second son, which his name is Noah. So he's actually doing an amazing job as of what's happening now because it's a lot. It's a lot going on. So I think the other thing was I'm trying to remember. I think it was, I'm trying to get my dates correct because we're close to the end of, let me see. I believe he came home on, give me a second, I'm trying to memorize these dates. Give me 1 second. I'm trying to think. Yeah, so around April 10th was so April 10th I ended up had to go back to the children's hospital. So he was already like in another room after like everything was off him, like the oxygen chain, certain tubes, everything else like that. So he only had one thing, which was a feeding tube. So if you guys ever do get it, so if I ever do another episode of Noonami, and if you do see me have a little baby in my arms, that's actually Noah. So, I know you guys gonna ask a question like, what's that tube in his nose? That's basically a feeding tube. It's a reason why he has it. The reason why he has a feeding tube is because before he had to gain the weight, because when he had the surgery, remember, he was 8 pounds 7 ounces when I first said. When he had the surgery and everything else, which was a success, he lost that weight. He went from 8 pounds 7 ounces to like 7 pounds and I don't know how many ounces. So there's that. But now, leading up to the 10th, he was still had to wait for his pounds to grow and everything else. But a lot. So then we had, in order for Noah to come home, we had to take this test. This was a 24-hour test where we had to stay in the hospital, treated like we're basically, like he's home, like we're at your own house. We had to make sure he's having his feedings every 3 hours, make sure he takes these medicines, different things like that. So the monitors were off where we couldn't see like his heart rate or whatever. But we have to make sure we're doing everything correctly. He needs his feeding at this specific time. He needs to take these specific medicines at this specific time, different things like that. So we were tested on that. So, which we did good. But then the next test was the car seat test. So the car seat test was basically, he had to sit in the car seat for basically 90 minutes, which means with him having the surgery and heart rate and different things like that, being a cardiac baby, he had to go to the test and figure out from there. From that situation, he did pretty good. He did a really good job. It's just his heart rate went so high, but there's another number. There were two numbers really. It was his heart rate, and there was a number showing that, how he felt about being in the car seat. Was he comfortable? Was he uncomfortable? Because it starts from 100 and it goes straight down. The lowest it went was like 91. So it was like 91 to 100. So he was like in a good pace of staying like, okay, I'm comfortable, but it's just more like I'm being super duper fussy because I'm hungry or different things like that. And his heart rate is going from like 100 to 110 to 150 to 2. I'm like, what is going on? But as his heart rate was so high, that thing was still the comfiness and everything else was still at like 91 to 100. So he was still in that comfort zone. So he passed the test. It's just his heart rate was just super high. We're just like, what the heck's going on here? So there was that. So he got to come home. We brought him home and everything else, which was great. The real big test was to see how my first son, Obadiah, how he reacts to him, because he got to see pictures of him and got to see him in person. And he had this list like, new person, who are you, like kind of situation. We were thinking like, all right, this is not going to go right. We're thinking like he's going to be not happy about it, different things like that. Sure enough, it actually turned out the opposite. He actually was happy. He actually, helped, hugged his brother. He, pats his bag when you try to burp him. He pats his bag. He lays his head on him and everything else like that. It's just, it's cute. It's wholesome. I love it whatsoever. It's just that he can't be too rough because he still doesn't understand that like his brother is, has surgery, different things like that. It's just, he doesn't understand that yet. He's 2. So it's kind of like, it makes sense. So now leading into, like I said, the Final Fantasy 14, the Noonami situation, everything. So now understand this. I said this before. Noonami's not gone. Noonami is still running. It's just that you guys are going to have to give me a bit of time. I may do them exactly on Friday. I may do it or I may not, because of the fact that I have to take care of 2 kids. A 1-month-year-old, as of this recording, a 1-month-year-old, which is Noah. He's 1 month old now. I'm sorry, not now, but as of last week, he's 1 month. And Obadiah has turned 2. He's in his terrible 2s. He's literally showing it clear as day. So that's the other thing. So that's why I said like the stuff that's going on with Noonami is like I'm still doing it. is mostly may have to be pre-recordings because of the fact of, I had to take care of them. I had to make sure they're okay because Noah's situation is different than Obadiah, because he's a cardiac baby. I have to make sure everything is on point. Like the moment, like if he's blue face or any kind of situation, any situation whatsoever that's just not making, that's just not great. He needs to go like ASAP. He needs to go. So I will have to drop everything. Even if I'm doing the recording, I will have to drop everything, stop the recording, explaining the situation, everything else. Just please understand that I'm not giving up the Noonami. I enjoy the heck out of this thing whatsoever. That's why it's gonna be super hard to do game recordings because of the fact of the two. But I can still play games. It's just I'm kind of starting moving some Pacific games over to Steam because of like Octopath Traveler 0 is the prime example, because I'm super happy about this and I'm not playing the mobile version of it. So I've been trying to put in work on that on PS5, but it's hard to put it on PS5 because I'm upstairs, they're downstairs. I have to make sure they're okay and everything else. And then that's why I have a gaming laptop, and the gaming laptop is downstairs so I can play Octopath Traveler either upstairs or downstairs with two different files, two different, same story. Going to take the same path, but chose chose kind of the same path. It's just the job system I changed, because on the PS5 I started with the warrior class, and on the Steam I started off with the merchant. So it's two different classes, it's two different situations, but it's still going to take the same path because I am going to start with the fame, which I did with the PS5, go from there, stuff like that. Same thing with like I said, with Final Fantasy 14. It's gonna be hard for me to play Final Fantasy 14. I have to find a way to play it, but it's gonna be hard to play it because 14 is one of those things where I can't pause. If I'm crafting, I can do that. If I'm not crafting and I'm doing something with dungeons with people, I have to literally stop. I cannot stop. I have to keep going. And my fiancé does know that, and that's why I haven't really kind of logged in and played Final Fantasy 14. That's why I've been kind of sticking to the console stuff. Different things with that. Sorry. Talking a lot. Different things with that. My throat got a little dry, so sorry about that. That's the same thing going with anime. So animes, I usually be on point every single episode from day to day. It's just a little bit harder now because, like I said, that's why I started animes that I'm super looking forward to, like Slime, Classroom of the Elites, and other stuff like that. Like I would totally just watch them and binge them like it's nothing, wait for the next episode. But it's now to the point where I think certain ones I'm going to have to let them put on hold for a minute. And I don't mean like I don't want to watch them anymore. It's more of like, these are ones I'm super looking forward to, but I kind of want to binge a good portion of it. That's why I said Classroom Elite. I'm waiting for it to be completely done so I can binge through it, because again, the psychological warfare in that anime is intense, and I'd be like, yo, give me my next episode so I'm not looking like a freaking lost fool here. And then Slime, and like I said, I've read a good portion of it. I just want to know the rest was going to happen after that. So it's wait till a certain point. There's that. But yeah. So yeah, like I said, the Nami's still here. The Nami's still going. It's just you guys gonna have to kind of give me a little bit of time, because I gotta figure out a rhythm, because with my first son, I found a rhythm to do Noonami and different things like that, and understand Obadiah's routine and how it does. So there's that. Versus Noah, it's like, how do I put this? And how my friend said this. Noah is like the copy. So if you guys want to know what Noah looks like, so I will paint this in a very simple manner, which is hilarious. According to my friend and one of my friends, he said, "Why I feel like it's a copy and paste of your first son." So if you see Obadiah, you know what Noah is. The only difference is that with Obadiah, when he was born, he had no hair. And then as he got older, his hair started to grow, and you see it all puffed out whatsoever. Versus Noah came out with a head full of hair. So he had definitely hair, hands down, 100%. So there's that. let's see what else. I feel like there was something else I need to bring up. So yeah, that's yeah. And if I do actually do lives, please, come by, say hello, and everything else. Understand, like, again, my opinion. So you may see me on the Vitoverse, you may see me on Sandstorm Show, like I said. I know Vito, with because I know, because it's Sunday now as it's recording. I know Friday I was going to do Noonami, the recording, and everything else, but Vito was going to do the Vitoverse, and he didn't get a chance to do it. I can't remember and he didn't tell me the reason why, but I think he got super busy or something happened, that kind of situation. So I'm like, okay, that's why at least I asked him, because I was going to get on with him and make my return, different things like that. So yeah, you guys will still see me on Vitoverse and maybe on the Sandstorm Show, because I remember Sandstorm just got married. And if he actually sees this video, congratulations. Sorry I couldn't be there because, again, Noah was born. I got to take care of him, make sure he's okay, because it's completely it's like being a brand new parent, like for the first time again, with new conditions, basically. So, but yeah, so that's going to be it for the main topic I have. So this was a little bit of a rant. Not really a rant. It's a lot of talking, just kind of like giving you guys the complete updates of what's going on with Noonami and everything else. If you guys want to leave a comment down below, wish me congratulations, different things like that, please leave it down in the comment below. I definitely appreciate that. And again, like I said, just understand I am going to do the best of my abilities to still bring the content, give you guys the news, talk about the animes, stuff I love and whatsoever, because I'm a big fan of anime, just like I'm a big fan of video games. So that's usually it. So we are basically looking at time. It's basically about almost hitting about an hour. So I kind of was not going to make this like a super long video, because there was a good amount of topics on the brain, but it was really more like, if I had my first son up die, this would have been like a bit more interesting and fun, and also have video. But again, this is a pre-recording, so you gotta understand. But let's get into some trailers I have, and I had these really set up. Like, I really want to have these on and show like Vito and Sandstorm. So let's see, got that up, and let's go. So let me double check to make sure how many trailers we got today. We have, this got updated. Let me refresh this real quick. Make sure any surprises, because I remember I just did this. Oh, yeah, because I said I was going to do... Yeah, so, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Why I feel like... Give me a second, because I feel like I'm missing something here. Okay, that's why. I was like, why does it feel like I'm off? Because I'm looking at the wrong trailer. Because, okay, it's supposed to be this trailer. It's supposed to be this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we got 5 trailers. Like I said, I'm just trying to make sure I got this correct before I actually play it. So we got 5 trailers, and I'm going to do something a little different. I am going to do a honorable mention, because for some reason, which I'll save the actual trailer. I'll save it for another time for this one, but we're going to do honorable mention at the very end of this. So let's get into the very first trailer that let me make sure before we go into this. Okay, so I thought this was just an actual. What the heck? What did freaking? Sorry, I'm got sidetracked by another thing. Okay, so I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to do this. So there's a trailer I want to show, but apparently there's someone talking. Oh, you know what? Screw it. I'm just gonna roll with it. Prime Felix TV. You know what? Yeah, I'll roll with it. If I get a copyright for this, I will just basically take it off. So if it clears, it clears. If it don't, it don't. I'm just gonna let it ride and go from there. So this is basically about 2 minutes. So I really have to. Oh, hold on. Before I make this decision, let me see something real quick. Okay, scratch that. We're not going to do these two because I got two trailers in here that I was actually looking forward to check out, and there's someone talking. It's basically talking about some of the. I'm like, no, we're not going to do that. So we're going to skip these two trailers. We're going to get into this one instead. Okay, pause there. So the two trailers I was gonna bring up was My Hero Academia the special, My Hero Academia special, and also the regular at High School Magic High School the movie. So these were actually two movie trailers. There was like one movie trailer and I guess one extra episode. So I was gonna show this, but there's someone talking in the background, and I was like, no, I feel like I'm gonna hit with a copyright. I'm like, not gonna do that. So instead, I will show this trailer instead. Let me bring this up. Here we go. So the trailer we're going to be checking out is called "The Imminence of the Shadow Lost Echoes." So this is actually the trailer of the movie. This takes place after season 2. Ooh.
真実から目を背けるな。
Ooh. I'm looking forward to that. I'm totally looking forward to that. All right. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this. Because I didn't know if we're gonna get a season 3 or we get a movie, because the ending of season 2, Imminence of the Shadow Imminence of the Shadow has always been one of my interesting animes that it was really like under the radar, and I was like, okay, what's this all about? And I think after I seen the end of the first episode, I was like, bruh, are you serious? I was like, this is about to go insane. Like, and I feel like I want to go back and watch that episode again. That mess had me dying. Like when he just laughed and everything else, like he said, like, like he said this, like, run away. Where to? What? Anyway, when he screamed, I was like, oh, y'all really pissed this man off. I'm like, y'all really went all out. So yeah, I'm totally looking forward to this. So find out that it's coming out in 2027. So I'll definitely be looking. I don't know if I'll be looking forward to check it out. I don't know if it's going to be in theaters, or I don't know if we're going to get it in streaming. 9% it is, but if it is going to be in theaters, I definitely may want to check it out just for the heck of it. Go from there. All right, on to the next trailer. We have oh yes. Yes, this has been. I don't know if this is the same trailer I showed last time, but again, if this is a different one, I am looking forward to it. Please let it be a new one, but this is definitely something I'm looking forward to more than anything in the world. We have the moose. I'm not gonna try to say this, but it's basically the jobless reincarnation season 3. I'm not gonna try to pronounce the first part because I will just butcher it. So let's get into this, and I'm hoping this is a whole new trailer so we get more surprises.
私はルーデウスにふさわ
Yes,
し
it
くない。
is. Oh
私の
yes.
弟子のエリスだ。師匠に稽古をつけて欲しくて連れてきた。
いい目してやがんな。一体誰を切りてんだ？
竜神よ、竜神オルステッド。
口で言うだけなら簡単だぜ。この程度が？
もっと早く。オルステッド、もっともっと早い。悪いけど私生娘じゃないから。ルーデウスと今の私は釣り合わない。もっと強くならなくちゃ。エリスはあれと肩を並べようとしているの。魔術師がルーデウス、剣士が私。ルーデウスはすごいんだから。
Oh wow.
ルーデウスはすごいんだから。
Oh wait! Oh whoa! 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 Hold on! Wait a minute! Wait a minute! Wait! July 6th? Hold on! Hold on! Give me a minute before I start. Yep, it is. Okay. So, oh wait, July, the day after the 4th. Oh, y'all hurt my feelings right now. I'm sorry. Why? I got super. I hate this. 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 Wait, what is this? Is this what it is? Sorry, I'm getting sidetracked. I'm getting super sidetracked. So please bear with me. I'm. No. No. Really? That soon? Okay. I'm getting super sidetracked. It is. Yeah, I know what that was. That's that one anyway. Okay. I'm trying to. I'm trying my hardest to explain how I feel about this season, this next season, and everything it showed us in this trailer. But I'm getting so sidetracked because I was trying to see about the date, and the date is correct. But what caught my attention is the stuff I'm actually seeing. What else is coming out? I'm like, oh, I hate this. This was really something I was not trying to do. I really wasn't. Man, y'all hurt my feelings right now. Y'all really hurt my feelings. I'm serious. And if I see what's in his game over, I'll lose my. Oh wow, season 2 of that. Okay. Okay. Sorry. Let me finish like gloating for a minute. Okay. Where to even begin with this? Yeah, I to show us her whole like clip of her her training and everything else. I'm like, because the first trailer we end up getting like Rudius and everyone else. You know, the whole concept was going on and everything else, and then it ended with her, coming back to Rudius. Now we're like coming back to to protect Rudius and whatsoever. Now we're actually getting a second trailer that's actually focused more on her. And this was actually the thing about the ordeal that's going on with her. So my question to this is that are you going to give us 2 parts of this? Are you going to straight give us 24 episodes? Are you going to give us 2-part where it's like the first half is 12 episodes, the other half is 12, because it's going to be hard to give us her story, what's happening, everything else, and then kind of give us Rudius. Like if you're doing 2-3 episodes of that, and then majority is focused on Rudeus. And then okay, I may understand it, but it's like you're gonna really kind of miss the mark a little bit. But all in all, I am super looking forward to this anime, and I'm very excited to see it more than anything. So, all right, so on to the next trailer. I believe this one is. Oh God, this is actually something on the list, and I have not even looked at season 1. It makes me super freaking angry that I have not. Saga of Talia the Evil, season 2. We now have a second season. Let's go for it.
本気なのですか？あのデグレチャフ中佐に戦闘団を任せるなど。
無論発案者に一任するほかあるまい。
あれは幼女の皮をかぶった
化け物。そう言いたいのだろ
う。ようこそ我が戦闘団へ。歓迎しよう。盛大に。
上層部に対する不支持の表明です。あなたはなぜ戦うの？
全速力で向かっていますが、敵戦闘機が先に接触します。
座標通達 A8C6 繰り返す A8C6。
勇者は倒れた地で眠るものだ。
あの悪魔だけは。
あなた方の犠牲と貢献に心よりの哀悼を。
実はあれでもマシな部類でね。
諸君は今や抗うか死ぬかを自由に選べるのである。ようこそ前線へ。戦争の時間だ。
He's back. Yep.
諸君、ご苦労だった。
Yeah, she's back. Man, it's been so long since I've seen her. Oh boy. Okay, hold on. Before we go into that, when did the first season? Oh no, it's the movie. I don't want the movie. I want the series. There it is. When did season 1 come out? Wow. You know, we've been okay. So when did the movie come out? All right. How do I feel about this? So let's play something here. So I think I watched a few episodes of this, and I was very, very, very confused. But the fact that like this anime came out in 2017, and I heard about this, and it seemed very interesting, and I wanted to check it out. But for some reason I couldn't really finish. I wouldn't say I couldn't really get into it. It was confusing because I understood the isekai world and everything else, but it was just like I was so confused on certain things. So that was one thing. Yeah, so it's one of those animations like I'm looking forward to it. I want to check it out, but I kind of need to go back and watch season 1 so I can see if I want to really get invested in season 2, because season 2 is literally coming out the same time as what was the previous trailer I had? I think it was what was the previous one? Oh yeah, the Jobless Reincarnation. So yeah, they're coming out at the same time because it's a lot of stuff coming out. So yeah, but for it to go from 2017 to 2026, and we're getting this, I'm just like, oh my god, what's going on? Yeah, summer 2026 is about to be insane because I still have. Oh my god, I'm not ready for this one. Clevitas season 2, and I haven't even finished season 1. I'm still halfway of that. I need to finish it before this thing. And Police is right behind the corner too, and then we have Helmo and my favorite and the anime I talked about in our news, which is the Skeleton Soldier. Yeah. That's gonna end this other one too. Yeah, there's gonna be yeah. After I saw Hellmo season 2 was in there, I'm like, good lord. So yeah, I gotta look I can't say I don't want to check this out. I do need to check it out, but I do need to finish season 1 first because I need to rewatch. Not say rewatch. I need to kind of start watching season 1 because again, I don't remember exactly how it starts, how it ends, anything else like that. So I kind of need to rewatch it. Okay, so yeah. Sorry. All right, on to, let me double check something real quick to make sure. Yeah, on to the next trailer, and then and after that will be our honorable mention. So let's get into our last actual trailer, then to the honorable mention. And actually, you know what? Nah, I'd rather do that. So let's get into the next trailer. Let's see if I get this to work the way I want it. What's going on here? Why does it do that? Give me a second. Yo, where's the... Wait, what? Hold on. Something's happening. Something's happening. Give me a second. We're not going to do that. Okay, forward. That's forward. Pause. Pause. Okay, here we go. All right, so we got that up now. All right, so our last trailer before going to the honorable mention, we're going to check out the trailer, which is The Reincarnation as a Sword Season 2. So let's check it out.
ウランの足は粘土で固定、漆は影に収納して、このまま一気に向かうぞ。スリートなんだこれは。どこもかしこもアンデッドだらけだな。
師匠、何か来る。
我が名はジャンプービー。アンデッドの巣窟か。我にふさわしきダンジョンであるな。
我が主は凄腕の資料術師ですよ。
怪しい。
ようこそ。資料の王。
こいつはおそらく勝てるレベルじゃねえ。どうする？
戦いながら突破口見つける。
早速だな。消え去れ。
3616年9月20日、僕はこの日人を辞めた。
Interesting. Oh, I feel like this season's about to be a lot of action, so I'm definitely looking forward to this one. So for those of you who have not seen the first season, Reincarnated the Sword is actually just your usual animes we get with isekai. So if you think about it, if you've seen the other ones, not Slime, like every other isekais we have have been people who basically mean reincarnate as other characters, or as the hero, the villainess, or whatever kind of situation like that. Slime kind of works in that way, but again, that's why we have so many seasons of it. But like, you know, so I'm a spider, so what? The Skeleton Knight is another one. What's the other one? There's another one I'm trying to think of. Not Slime. So no, Skeleton Knight. So I'm a spider. So I'm a spider. So what? There's another one. I can't remember what it was called. Oh, the Reincarnates Dragon Hatchling, which I just checked out too. I think it's one more on the list. Oh, the Vending Machine. I keep forgetting about that. Reincarnates the Vending Machine. I forgot. That's 3 seasons in right now. So there's that too. Yeah, so like those right there, yeah, having people reincarnate as like either a dragon, a spider, a sword, a vending machine, you know, those kind of things is like, okay, this is just interesting in its own entity. So, but Reincarnating the Sword is actually a very good series. I like it. I like the process, the route it goes and everything else. So seeing season 2 and seeing how it looks like it's a good amount of action whatsoever. So I'm like looking forward to it, especially seeing the main character, looking little girl who has the sword, and seeing her getting burnt, and like, wait, what just happened? Why is she getting burned? Like, what is the cast of this? So yeah, it's looking very interesting. So I'm looking forward to it definitely whatsoever. All right, on to the honorable mention before we have to go. So for some, give me a second before I see. Are you gonna play the song? Just double check this out. Just check this out. Nope, it's not playing it. I gotta find it. I think. Let me double check something. Is it gonna play it? Okay, yeah, it's this one. Okay, it's this trailer. All right, so for some reason I was looking at this. I don't know why this is actually saying. I guess it's kind of like an announcement of season 2, but I will bring this up anyways. So the honorable mention I'm going to bring up, it's basically an anime that's dear to my heart. You know, it's part of the isekai situation, but being isekai as an assassin and everything else. So yeah, this is one of my favorite animes too, and I watched both English and Japanese subtitles, and have put this on repeat and watched this multiple times. I think I watched it like 3-4 times already. So I'm never tired of it. So my honorable mention anime I'm going to check out and let you guys see is basically called The World as it was called, and I'm going to pull it up now and have it ready. The world's finest assassin gets reincarnated into another world. Although this title says season 2, which we are getting a season 2, it has no release date yet. But the only reason I want it because I may get copyright for it, so I don't care for this one. So I'm going to let it ride. Let's check it out before we go.
俺はあなたには剣と魔法のファンタジー世界に転生していただきます。
アルバン王国の暗殺貴族
勇者を暗殺してください。
トゥアハーで男爵家に転生した。
その子が私の弟子になるわけだね。専属性魔術師？一緒に新魔法を作ろう。どうしても会いたいって思った時絶対に駆けつけて。何でもします。私を必要だって言ってくれる人だから。私に生きる理由を与えてくれた王子様。私の残った人生はあなたを助けるために使うわ。
魔法で圧倒しては訓練にならない。もっと力を。勇者を暗殺しなければならない。かつて俺は殺しという行為に何一つ心が動かなかった。だが今はリア・ビコーネの暗殺だ。
ルーク、さよなら。
リアに約束した。駆けつけるときっと俺を呼んでいる。
セタンタ・マックネース、最も勇者である可能性が高い男よ。
道具として生きてきた末使い捨てにされた。もうその失敗は繰り返さないと。俺はもう道具じゃない。一人の人間として自ら判断し選択し決断する。セタンタは勇者ではなかったのか。
エポナ・リアンノン殿です。
だが俺はすでに決めている。この暗殺引き受ける。
There it is. And there it is, boys and girls. All right. Yep. The honorable mention. The world's finest assassin gets reincarnated in another world. So, yeah, this is everything they showed clips of was actually part of season 1. There's actually 2 little pieces they showed. One was actually a character in Blonde, not the girl, but as a guy. He's the actual hero who is, I think, at the very end of the first season. So it's actually revealing, like I said, we're getting season 2. They actually get a release date. It is going to be in 2027. No actual solid release date, but we know it's coming in 2027. So we don't know if it's this going to be the winter, the spring, the summer, or the fall. We don't know. But in 2027, we're getting this. And I'm so looking forward to it. Because I read a good portion of it and I know where they're going so far, and things get very, very, very interesting, and I can't wait. So, but other than that, guys, that'll be it for Noonami. Basically an hour and 19 minutes, basically an hour and 20 now. 19 to an hour and 20, so that's not bad. Again, if you like the trailers I actually showing off whatsoever, please leave a comment down below and everything else. Before we go, like I said before, when I did earlier before, please be patient with me. I actually am still doing Noonami. I just have to get time to find. I just have to find the time to do it whatsoever. As for other affiliates, I think Vitoverse is. I don't know when the Vitoverse is going to be actually happening. As of this recording, like I said, Sunday. This week was supposed to be the Vitoverse. Vito didn't do one, so I know the Noonami is supposed to be this Friday. So I just kind of bear with me. Like I said, it's still gonna happen. I just gotta kind of make something work out and not drain myself because I'm actually doing double work and everything else. So please bear with me. If I don't do a Noonami live on Friday, I will do a pre-recording on Saturday or Sunday, 1 to 2, and go from there. So like I said, if I do it live, Vito will actually be there. I know he'll show up. Well, sorry if he can't make it. I understand. We'll understand. So there's that. Definitely check that out. And I think Sandstorm didn't do the Sandstorm show because, like I said, he just got engaged or got married last week. I don't know if he got a chance to do it this week, so I haven't got a chance to look. If he did, I mean, definitely check him out. Our other affiliates, the Juices Loose, the Geo Podcast. Actually, check out Action Jack. Geronimo's got some stuff going on too. Like I said, definitely check us all out whatsoever. And see until then, I will catch you guys next time, and hopefully it may be a live. If not, it'll be a pre-recording. So just stay tuned. All right. Until then, I'll catch you guys later. Peace.